Seireitei, a Bleach Fandom community podcast brought to you by Nell's Guilt Tripping and Reverse Psychology course. Join today, or don't. Actually don't, we don't really care. My name is Lethan, and today I'm joined by Nomi.
Hiya!
And it's just us.
It's just us.
Dale and Shiki have abandoned us, how dare they?
I know. It's fine. It's okay though, because we're not worried, no. No guilt tripping here that they left us, no.
None whatsoever. I don't feel like Nell running down a hallway screaming after them, "Don't leave me!" Cool, will we just jump in with the sweet episode summaries?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So, first of all is episode 150, Oath, back here alive again. The Wrecking Ball crew managed to create a massive opening in the side of Last Notch's wall, thus allowing them to gain access. Nell demonstrates her uncanny ability to be both the most annoying character and the cutest by chasing after Ichigo and not wishing to be separated, else he will be worried about her. And Nell doesn't want that. Nope. Nell falls down a hole and Ichigo goes to get her with the rest following as the tunnel caves in. Renji demonstrates his uselessness Kido ability. Uselessness, that's not even a word. Renji demonstrates his useless Kido ability. Seriously, like, how was he in the class above Rukia again? Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not bothered. It's cool. It's not the size of the Kido that matters, it's how you use it anyway. The gang are forced to separate after a chant by Renji to split into each of the doorways they have now uncovered, while Ukiura goes to visit Orihime. The visit is brief, as is his encounter with, and this is another name that I'm probably going to butcher, is it Nitiora?
Noitora.
Notoya. Oh, fuck.
Like-
Say that again?
Noit.
Noint?
Tora. I
Tora.
think. I just call him
Tora.
Noit.
Noit.
Because it's easier to say.
Okay,
Like noise,
okay.
but Noit.
The R is in a very strange place here for a Scottish accent. Noit. Okay, well, we see flashbacks to Aizen presenting the Hokyoku to Orihime and her resolve to try and destroy it.
And then, in episode 151, the Raging Storm encounter with a dancing Ivanka, Ichigo takes his door at a run, not looking back until he's forced to by the unwanted appearance of Nell, who chose the right door and followed behind him. Before Nell can start crying when she realizes her friends did not choose the right door, Ichigo senses someone and forces them out of hiding. With as much grace as a dancing hippopotamus, the figure slips and arrives in front of the contrasting duo. His name? Don Kanoji. No, wait. Don Panini. Oh, damn, wrong again. Okay, third time's the charm. Dordoni Alessandro del Sosaccio. There we go.
You mean it's not Don Chaka? No.
No. Dordoni then goes on to explain that he is Ivanka number 103, which contradicts what Nell had told them earlier about Ivanka's only being in double digits, and so Ichigo calls him weak. Annoyed and channeling his inner Star-Lord, Dordoni challenges Ichigo to a dance-off, and with elegance and grace that even Yumichika would find beautiful, he dodges all of Ichigo's attacks. Elsewhere, Peeping Toms, Tosin, Ichimaru and Wonderwise are watching the battle, explaining that Dordoni is actually what is classed as a Privarian Espada, and as someone who was previously an Espada means that they shouldn't be taken for granted. As if to prove this point, Dordoni releases his resurrection and seemingly gains the upper hand on Ichigo, leaving Nell to cower and wonder if this is truly the end for her newfound friend.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
Fucking cute. Alright, cool. Okay, so what are you thinking for this episode then?
Nell's cute, but she really got on my nerves.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Like, yeah. And, I mean, yeah, And I have reasons to back that up, but I'll get into that in that manga anime differences, but yeah. Nell's sweet and all, but there was sometimes it was a little bit too much. And I'm someone who works with kids, and I enjoy working with kids, but even that was a bit too much for even me to handle.
Yeah. Yep. It's Nell was one of these characters just very similar to Orihime, who I had an intense dislike for the first time I watched this. I was just like, there's not anything likable about these characters really. Obviously I feel slightly different about Orihime having read the manga, but certainly from this perspective here, just watching the anime, I'm like, oh, Nell Nail is like the equivalent of nails on a chalkboard on anime. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. It's really hard. And some people might find that cute. I don't. It's annoying. Like, but
Yeah.
I'm somebody that doesn't like kids at the best of times. So you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, she would be really cute if she wasn't so fucking irritating.
Yeah. And it's it's like they've played up the whole child and innocentness of her, and they've just amplified it to the point where it's too much.
And this
Yeah.
is these two episodes. If I'm thinking about these two episodes, this is the introduction, I think, to characters that I dislike because they don't have a personality, they have a gimmick. Like there's a thing about them, and that's their whole personality trait as opposed to actual in depth characterization.
Yeah.
Um, and that could be said for a couple of the characters that have appeared, and we'll see more about it as we go on. But Nell is one of these characters at the moment. You know, maybe stuff will change in the future, who knows? But at the moment, like this is just she's a whiny child, and that's her thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's having a gimmick is not a personality, and you like that's not good character writing. And it's a shame. And I'm only saying this like this is coming from a deep fan of Bleach because I know Kubo can do better, and he has with several of his characters that he's written very well. And it's just it's annoying to see it when it happens, but there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had Nell as my top comment for this episode, of like 150, 151. Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, other than that, we got. It was. Did you find the start of the episode a little bit confusing, especially with the whole during the recap, and we're seeing Orihime and Okiora talking?
The recap, I think, because there was four filler episodes in between, wasn't there, that were a bit
Yeah,
that have disjointed it slightly, that we've skipped.
yeah. Because I feel like the part with Okiora and Orihime might have been at towards the end of the last of the filler episodes, but like it's something that we didn't need to have watched because we got the gist of what Orihime and Okiora were saying in the little kind of the recap that we got. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to highlight was the symbolism of that whole scene with the breaking of the wall,
Hmm.
and you've got the trio. There's not three of them. You've got Ichigo, Chad, Renji, Rukia, and Ishida
Everybody
breaking the
else.
wall. So
Yeah.
they're breaking that wall at the same time as Okiora is breaking Orihime down. And the
Ah.
symbolism of that wall cracking, I thought was a really beautiful touch.
Ah, that's clever. And I meant to rewind the episode actually and double check this because I know it's in the manga, but I don't know if it's in the anime. When Ukiora says to Orihime that looks rather good on you, the outfit.
Mm.
I don't know if it was in the anime.
It might have been in the episode before.
Maybe, yeah, and it just wasn't important enough to be included in the recap. That's probably true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that was a snippet from the manga that I found very interesting.
Mm.
And it's just because, like, from what we've seen of Ukiura up until this point, he's a pretty stoic character. Like, there's depth there, and certainly the thing about this character is that he's kind of a mystery. He's obviously incredibly loyal to Lord Aizen, and he's obviously incredibly powerful, but we don't know that much about him, not really. We don't know where he came from or how he got to be with Lord Aizen. We don't know much about him at all, but it was almost slightly out of this character image, a stoic image that he's built for himself to complement somebody. And he might have just been doing that as a way of like further breaking down our walls and catching her off guard, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like when he said it, he was being genuine, like he genuinely meant it when he said it. And it's just interesting that we've got this character who is quote unquote the bad guy having a moment where he actually says something nice to someone.
Yeah. Unless he's been taking lessons from Aizen on how to manipulate females.
Maybe. Yeah, he might be actually. You could be right. But
Aizen does a masterclass every Tuesday. It's fine.
that's what should have been our brought to you by Aizen's masterclass manipulation lessons. Uh, anyway, yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Mm.
I just thought it was kind of I don't know, a little bit sad because now I'm like, right, cool. How did you end up with Aizen then?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, was definitely one of those ones that you want to see more of, and you hope that he's not going to be one of those characters with just a gimmick. You do actually hope that
Yeah.
we explore a little bit of his backstory, and there's quite a few of them, I'd think. Like from that first glance we got last episode, that you're like, hello, who are you?
Totally. The other, I've got like a few Renji notes down here. I've got Renji's attempt at Kido is embarrassingly hilarious.
Oh, he tried, bless him.
I mean, how is he in the same class as Momo and Izuru? Like, how? Just how?
Yeah.
I mean, I get he's got Bankai now, whatever, but even his Bankai can't let him defeat an opponent by himself.
I mean, he had the thinking, so he had the idea to use the Kido.
He is the Ron Weasley of the situation.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Ichigo's joke though about like using him as like the red-haired Soul Reaper, like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer joke, was funny as fuck.
I was like, oh my gosh, he went that. But yeah.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And then I've just got like when they were all gathered and they were doing the chant. Renji basically was like, "Take my hand, Ichigo." I've actually wrote that down and I was like, "Renji, take my hand, Ichigo," with a smelly face. It's like, that's quite funny. Just the way that he done it. Oh.
Speaking of that chant though, I really love that, especially because they had like Ichigo's like number one instrumental going on in the background. And it was like this really kind of poignant, serious moment when they're all putting their hands in, they're all saying yeah, and then they all just kind of drift off into their different doors.
Yeah,
and it was just
very
really
well
dramatic, and it was really well done, and I really loved it.
Yeah.
It's also like the first time we've actually seen all 5 of those characters, I think, in the same shot.
Oh yeah.
Because normally, I don't know, Ruki is in a cell somewhere because they're off to rescue her, or Renji's on the wrong side, and so it's definitely a moment for those 5 to kind of solidifies their friendship.
Yeah, it's also the only thing Renji's good for, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, oh god, the audience is gonna hate me right now. No, I'm so sorry. Like, just so everybody knows, like when I'm being sarcastic like that, it usually comes from a place of love because I do care about the characters. It's just like I can't not.
Yeah. He makes it too easy.
He does. He makes it very easy. He makes it very easy. Yeah. Yeah.
But he was kind of cute protecting Rukia, and then Rukia's like standing up and like siding with Renji, and when Ichigo's like, no, you're not coming with us. I was like, Ichigo, leave her be.
Well, he didn't really say that in the dub. He said we should all stick together because we're stronger together. He was talking about all of them, not just Rukia in particular.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was Rukia had said, let's split up. And he was like, no. And then Renji was like, no, I'm siding with Rukia. She's got a point, yeah.
I mean, I side with Ichigo. I think they're dumb to split up, especially because, Renji's never won a fight by himself. Uryu and Chad nearly got demolished until they swapped opponents in the last match, proving that they need each other. And, the only person that's got plot armor, really, is Ichigo and maybe Rukia. So, I'm like, that's why Nell wanted to go with Ichigo, because Ichigo's got plot armor. He's safe.
Well, with the cliffhanger of the end of the episode, we don't actually know.
He's the main character. But,
that line has got me going through many a TV show of they're not going to kill him off. They're not going to kill him off. He's the main character. Yeah, if you believe that, don't watch Game of Thrones.
I was going to say, don't watch Game of Thrones, and to an essence as well, Attack on Titan. There was a hot couple of episodes in that where I was like, holy shit.
I've not watched that one, but yeah.
Have you not seen it?
No, I've not watched it. No, I've not seen it.
Oh, you have to watch Attack on Titan. It's definitely one of the best animes. I mean, look, I love Bleach. I do love Bleach, right? And if I was just judging the first 3 seasons of Bleach, then I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. If I was judging the first 3 seasons without all the pacing issues and shite and filler, then I would honestly think to give it like an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. But for me, Attack on Titan is almost a solid 10 out of 10.
Interesting.
So it's one of those ones I definitely recommend.
Okay, I'll add it to a list.
We're not the Attack on Titan podcast.
No, we're not.
I know that like a lot of shonen anime watchers will probably have seen it, so I'm pretty sure a lot of them will feel similar.
Yeah.
To them. But yes, I think Ichigo's plot armor will definitely protect him here, regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
Like, gee, I wonder who's going to win, Ichigo or this dancing around car we don't give a shit about. Oh, I wonder.
Aye. Yeah.
I mean, I would love it to prove me wrong just once. Like, the main character gets destroyed by a character that we just didn't know, and we're like, oh, well,
yeah.
that
then,
makes everything...
someone gets to come out, like, Hanato just pops up and saves the day!
100%, 100%. I was actually thinking about this late last night, and I was thinking about their dynamics and what motivates Ichigo and why he is the way he is. And I was like, gee, I think that Ichigo would have happily have gone to this rescue mission if it was some fucking Hinataro that got abducted. Like, I don't really think the person matters all that much. I do genuinely think Ichigo likes playing the hero.
Yeah, he is a very caring person. And
yes.
Especially if he knows somebody and he's created that bond with them, then, yeah, he would definitely go and rescue them.
Yes. Like, because the Renji Rukia thing, that makes more sense to me because of their history. You know, why he would want to rescue Rukia. But, yeah, for Ichigo, I'm like, he just likes the spotlight, I think. Doesn't matter what happens. Chad got abducted, he'd be there in a heartbeat. If Uryu got abducted, he'd be there in a heartbeat. And,
he's got a promise with Chad, though. You know, back when they were still in middle school. But Ishida, yeah, he'd definitely go after him.
He would act like he doesn't want to, but he would.
He'd complain every step of the way, and he'd blame Ishida for it, but he'd still go do it, yeah.
Absolutely, and even now, just in these short couple of episodes, you can't tell me that if Nell didn't get abducted, Ichigo wouldn't go and rescue her as well. Like, that's just the kind of person he is.
Oh, yeah. And then he'd yell at her and put her in a timeout. You're grounded. Yeah.
I do like watching. I wish Nell wasn't as annoying, but like I do like watching Ichigo with her because it reminds me of what he must have been like with his little sisters.
Yeah.
Like he's got that kind of affection, that easy affection for younger females. I think for smaller females.
Yeah, because you had that moment. You were speaking about it last podcast when Nell was sitting on Ichigo's lap when they were riding the ba dude.
Yep. Bawa, yep.
And yeah, it's that like little cuteness. He's treating him like a sister, and he'd be like a really good babysitter. And I bet he had to babysit a lot as a child, like looking after his sisters and everything.
Especially because his dad was a single dad.
Yeah, it's too cute. So moving on, though, we met somebody else. The name you can't pronounce. There's going to be a lot of names we can't pronounce in the coming weeks.
Creepy Smile Espada is what I call him.
Yeah, he reminded me of Shinji with his piano smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Noitora, who is
Noitora.
Extremely tall. He's just over 7 foot.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Taller than my friend Mark. I didn't think that was possible.
And to put in context, Ulquiorra is 5'6", so that's where you got that really huge difference of height. Because Noitora was always peering down, looking at Ulquiorra. But yeah, Ulquiorra. I didn't know Ulquiorra could string that many words together, bless him. He's never... like, he always strikes me as the type of person just to, like, one-worded answers, or he's always, like, silently calculating. But his explanation of what had happened to Noitora was probably more for the audience sake than it was for Noit's sake. But, yeah, it's probably the longest paragraph we've ever heard Ulquiorra say.
Yeah, and funnily enough, actually, this scene between Ulquiorra and Noitora is the one that, like, if I get all the listeners to cast their mind back, if they listen to the very, very first episode we ever did, which unfortunately Nomi you weren't part of, but the one where we introduced ourselves and it was me, Del, Shiki, and Elv at the time, all talking about how we got into Bleach, and I'd mentioned that one of my exes had shown me a scene these two characters talking here, this was the scene he chose to show me for Bleach. Now, if
Really?
somebody, yeah, fucking shite, right? What was he thinking? But like, like my thing is that I'm a sucker for really beautiful looking anime characters. Like, give me a good looking like anime girl, anime boy, and I'm like all for that, right? That's what draws me in. If they're drawn really well and the art is very beautiful and clean, I'm all there for it, right? An example is I watched Fruits Baskets purely because I like the look of some of the characters.
Oh, fruit baskets.
It's fucking out. It's such a good anime.
I need to finish it.
Oh, you definitely do. It's very good. So yeah, but yeah, this was like the worst scene because I was like, and I said this back then, I was like, who is this guy and why is he crying? Like, I could appreciate the look of Ukiura, like, because I was like, he's actually pretty well designed, but why is he crying? Like, I had no idea, because I didn't know what he was. I had no idea any concept about him. I was just being shown this scene. And the reason why he showed me is because Ukiura is his favourite character, so he was like, I'm going to show you a scene of, like, my favourite character. And then this guy, this, like, Noitiora, or whatever his name is, I was like, he's creepy looking and I don't like him. Like, I'm not, if this is the character designs in Bleach, I'm not interested in watching it.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, eventually got into it.
Yeah, you just still don't like Noit. So,
No,
yeah.
still don't like him.
But that's so weird, yeah, because it's funny how your first introduction to Bleach was during this arc with seeing Espada, and it was mine as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. We've not come to my episode yet, though.
Okay, so you're gonna make sure you're on that episode so you can tell us about it, yeah?
Yeah, if I can
Okay.
remember which episode it was. I remember a lot of running, which, you know, that's not a spoiler because we've seen a lot of running.
Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, there was already a lot of running the episodes before that Dale and I did together. They were just
Yeah.
running and running and running towards the, but not getting anywhere.
Running, yeah.
Oh gosh. But yes, that's the only other point really I've got for this episode is Aizen talking about Orihime's powers, confirming what we were discussing a couple episodes back. Aizen said you can negate things that have happened and possess the ability to wipe out entire events.
Yeah, this was really big, and I'm interested to see where it goes because Hermione. Orihime's whole. No idea.
Orihime, Hermione, I can see that. There's a couple of letters in there that are similar. That's how the brains are wired. It's fine.
It's because we're talking about Renji being Ron. I don't know.
Yeah, Orihime is Hermione. We're just going to recast Bleach with Harry Potter characters now. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Orihime's resolve to destroy the Hogyoku and like erase that whole event from ever happening was really interesting, and I'm actually really interested to see how it pans out.
Yeah.
Because it seems like what would happen if the Hogyoku wasn't made? Let's think about theoretics of this. If the Hogyoku had never been made and she erases it from history, then does it create like a paradox effect? We need like a Shiki in his physics on. And would that mean then that Ichigo's powers cease to exist? Like there would have been no reason for Rukia to give him his powers because Rukia would have been able to destroy. If we're working on the theory that Rukia had the Hogyoku in before she even got there.
Yeah, I was going to say I was exposed to it before she got her Giga, yeah.
Yeah.
If we're going that as our theory, yeah. I have another theory that I'll discuss when it comes up later. I do have another theory about this. And it's actually one, because right now I'm role-playing with Dale, and we're doing a Ukitake and Rukia roleplay. And it's set just after, like, you know, when Ichigo goes back to the world of the living after they've rescued her?
Yeah.
And Aizen's taken off, it's like set like the next day and day in that sort of verse. But I've got a theory that I've implemented into that role play, and I'm like, I kind of like it. So I'll discuss
cool.
that. That's something to think about when we've got coming up. So I'll make sure I'm on those episodes.
Yeah, make a note.
Yep, definitely. But yes, if we're going by that theory, yeah, Rukia wouldn't have needed Ichigo to fight that hollow. Ergo, Ichigo would never have gotten the powers. but then that creates like a whole other like, would Aizen have been bad? Like what would then Aizen like? Because it would need another outlet for his evil, because you don't just not get evil because the Hokyoku's not been invented by somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it'd be
yeah, and
interesting.
it'll create like a whole multiverse, I
That's
suppose.
what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
multiverse, and then before we know it, Spider-Man's going to be there. It's going to be a mess.
Oh yeah. You know, there's a
Doctor
watcher
Strange.
just watching over everything. I don't know. If you know, you know.
Doctor Strange is going to pop in and go, "Oh, sorry, wrong place."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, the fact that she has the ability to possess, like, to wipe out entire events, that is huge. And I still stand by what I said before. I don't think she could quite do something like that right now at her power level. I feel like that's something that she would need to, like, I feel like power in the Bleach verse is a bit like a muscle. You have to constantly work at it to improve it. You're not just given the ability and the instruction to know how to do all the stuff all at once, and you've got to
Yeah.
constantly strengthen it, battle and get knocked back, battle and get knocked back. And I think that Orihime's got a lot of room to grow. So, I'm really excited about Orihime's future, and, hopefully she does so much good in the world with this outstanding, amazing ability and power that she has, and she doesn't get reduced to something really stupid like a housewife that men usually do to female characters. Who knows?
Who knows? Only time will tell.
Has the ability to be able to heal all illnesses in the world and is left washing somebody's socks. Who knows? But yes, I don't think she would be able to. I think if she was to try and take out the Hokyoku right now, like if she had the ability there and then to try it, I think it might have destroyed her, because I don't think she's there yet.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take not only a lot of energy from both her and from
Yep.
around her, but also a great lot of mental willpower as well. Like, the intent's probably gonna be there, and at the moment, I think she's still. You've got to be able to do something without worrying about the consequences.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to dwell on those consequences, and that's going to mean that she won't be able to do it in full. She needs to just go in there and do it, basically.
Yeah. And I think I think she would accept the fact that if it destroyed her, like, I think she would have no qualms with that. I do genuinely think that Orihime's the character that would give her life if it meant she
Yes.
could rid the world of this kind of evil. She
Mhm.
absolutely would. She would.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well,
But
like, it might even take something bad to happen as well for her to finally. You know how people act irrationally when trauma happens? Or like the whole fight or flight instinct kicks in? So I think if something were to happen, say Ichigo does die to Dordoni, then that might be the push that she needs to do it.
yeah, an emotional, a big blow, eh? Yeah, for sure. I think that Orihime is a very. She's a stronger character than I think she gets a lot of credit for, especially in the anime.
Yes, yeah.
She's got,
Anime
like, her parents
Orihime would never be able to do this, but manga
Agreed.
Orihime, definitely, yeah.
100%. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I mean, like, if you think about, like, Orihime as a character, like, obviously the anime doesn't paint her in such a great picture, but, like, in the manga in particular, she had abusive parents, physically abusive parents, and then her brother rescued her, and then she loses her brother. She's got nobody, except really Tatsuki,
Yeah.
her obsession with Ichigo, and then her friendship with Rukia, and then everybody else that she meets as a result.
Mm-hmm.
And so her friends are her family, because she doesn't have anybody else.
They're her found family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think if she was to lose one of them, you're right, that would probably give her. That would be like the anime Gohan defeating Cell moment, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That final thing that breaks the character that is seen as being really weak and unable.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yep. And I think that was kind of everything I had for this episode, to be fair. I mean, obviously that what I said about her powers is confirmation of what we'd already said, but that opens a whole can of worms. Like, so much stuff there that you could then think about and talk about.
Yes, definitely, yeah. And that's all I've got as well. I've just got manga anime differences.
Oh yeah. Go.
Okay. So this episode is 2 and a bit episodes of the manga. It's the end of 247, United on the Desert. 248 is Come Back Alive to This Place. And 249 is Back to the Innocent. And the manga differences is Nell is not as annoying in the manga than she is in the anime.
There's a surprise.
There was a lot more whole Nell endless running and just yelling at Ichigo and that whole guilt tripping. There was a lot more of that in the anime. And the whole thing about Nell falling down the hole and then the rock slide and all of that. Yep. That was all anime only. Nell literally has one line about them being traitors, and then she says if Ichigo doesn't stop running, she'll cry.
Oh.
And then she insults him. She calls him a virgin.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
And then it continues on to Renji's pitiful Kido cast, which then meant that the manga had to the anime had to create even more stuff, because at the moment the anime has them going down a level. So they've got a whole basement and old buildings and cobwebs and Ichigo breaking down like a million walls, and in the manga it's only implied that there's only one wall they have to break down.
Yeah, so they're just elongating some of the stupider moments really, just to draw it out so that they can...
Yeah. When Rukia makes her statement of we should split up, it's not actually Ichigo who's the first to disagree, it's Ishida in the manga.
Because they've got their heads screwed on.
Yeah.
What Rukia's thinking, I wanna hurt her. Like, how can you think this will end well?
Yeah. He only has one line, he's like, but, and he's about to say more, and then Ichigo butts in and says it louder. But it was interesting to note that it was Ishida who was going to be the first to disagree. But then Ichigo takes, in that case, then they would have been, if Chad had also joined their side of staying together, then Renji and Rukia would have been outnumbered. But Ichigo decides for the whole group that they are actually going to split up. And then it's more like an anime fixes the manga than a manga difference.
Oh, okay.
So in the anime, we've got the scene with Aizen meeting Orihime, and you've got Orihime in her school uniform. And in the anime, you've got Aizen reverted back to his PS5 outfit, which is the shihakuso and the white coat over the top of it. Whereas in the manga, he's in his Hueco Mundo outfit of all white. So the anime has actually fixed the whole past thing, because if Orihime was in her school uniform, then they haven't changed yet. So it's just like a costume change, and that's the only reason why we could think of it being theirs, because the anime was fixing the manga.
I mean, would that really matter though? Like, Aizen to me has been in Hyukomundo longer than Orihime, so if he'd had a different outfit on...
the other option is that his Hueco Mundo outfit was in the wash. So.
Oh, right, okay, sorry, right, I see. So the manga had him in his old outfit.
Yeah, the manga had him in his Soul Reaper outfit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was in the wash, who knows?
Yeah. Tosin hadn't done the laundry yet.
I mean, like, am I the, like Orihime's, like, see this, what do you think of this outfit that Orihime's wearing? What do you think of it?
I think, I don't see the point of it. I mean, I kind of get the point of it, that he's marked his claim on her and that she now belongs to Hueco Mundo. But it's very conservative.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, yeah, apart from the big glaring circle over her crotch, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's still wearing something underneath it. Like,
true, that is true, but it's like here is where you enter.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing that I noticed about it, and then I didn't even say anything to Swift, and then when she was watching it, she was like, "Why has Orihime got a big circle over her crotch?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't know."
Oh. No.
It's like a big target. That's what it's like.
Okay.
And aim here. Tell me I'm wrong. Have you seen, like, pick up your manga, pick up manga volume 28, and flip to page, I don't fucking have a clue what page number this is. It's in chapter 248. It's like the next page after that, and it's like the one that's got like, that's what the garment you're wearing signifies. And I'm like, really?
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but still. Okay.
I mean, do you know what though? At least she's covered, right? That's more than we can probably expect from
this.
some.
And if you think about it, this is probably the first change of clothes she's had since she left the world of the living, because she went from the world of the living to spend a couple of months training in the Soul Society, to then going to Mundo, and that poor girl has been in her school uniform the whole entire time.
Oh my god, that must stink.
So Aizen, actually, being a gentleman, gave her a change of clothes.
Yeah. He's probably like, that skirt is far too short for you, Hen. You're in school. Like, you take this. I've got a longer skirt for you. He's actually done her a favour. It's funny. You've got to laugh. It's good fun. That's to laugh. That's all I've got for 150, though.
Yeah, same. Yep.
Will we actually get an hour-long podcast? How long has it been since we did an hour-long episode?
It's been a while, because even last episode with your tangents of Blackpool and everything, it was a good hour and a half.
We were like, Dale and I were like, God, we've got fuck all for these episodes. We'll definitely have it at an hour. And then an hour and a half later, we're like, whoops.
It just meant you got 2 days of me taking you in my car and live reacting on WhatsApp.
It was good fun. Appreciated the feedback. Oh, right, so episode 151 had a really long title, like The Raging Storm Encounter with the Dancing Arrancar. Why the Raging Storm? Can somebody explain that to me? And by somebody, I mean you, no me.
I figured that. I think I probably could. Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second.
You're not going to look up something to do with Storm Arwen, are you?
No. No. In case you're worried, guys, we're okay. We survived the storm.
Yeah, survived Storm Arwen. My bin nearly didn't, but we did.
I'm surprised my fence survived, to be honest.
I'm actually, like, honestly, just before I came on this podcast, I was on Facebook, and one of the girls of one of the groups that I'm on has, like, her whole chimney came off her roof and just destroyed her back garden.
Oh, wow.
Part of the roof, actually.
Oh my gosh. Is that your friend who was up in the epicenter of it?
No, so this is just somebody in another group. So it's not like a close friend, just like...
Okay, I have an answer for you.
Oh my god, hold on, sorry. Somebody just commented saying, neighbour's electricity box kept flying open and my wheelie bin is due on a speed awareness course soon. Some people are hilarious. Right, sorry. Do continue.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yes, so the Raging Storm. So, in this episode we saw Dodoni Zampacto, and it is called Giralda, which is Spanish for weather vane, which is hilarious considering as you were just talking about a weather vane. But it's Japanese for Baron of Storms.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. And his release command is Whirl, which is kind of what a storm does. You know, they have a whirl, small tornadoes, and he has very much got that whole kind of Storm Arwen feel to his resurrection.
Of course.
We cannot make this up even if we tried. The connections between this episode and the worst storm to hit Scotland in a decade.
Oh, it's funny. Was it Hurricane Ballbag that was our last big one?
I think so, and even then it wasn't really the full hurricane, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was like everybody was like panicking, and I was working in Dunfermline at the time, and they sent everybody home early, and I ended up getting stuck on the M8 because everybody was trying to go home through the storm, and all of us just got stuck in traffic on the M8 trying to get home while the storm hit, and like it was just, I mean, to be funny, the funniest thing about it was all the politicians and everybody saying Hurricane Ballbag. Just, and to the listeners listening, ball bag in Scottish slang means testicle sack. Good fun. So Hurricane Testicle Sack ransacked Scotland. It's just brilliant.
So yeah, speaking of Hurricane Testicle Sack, this guy who's got a lot of testosterone.
Way to bring it back.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got his old cyclone thing, so that's why it's called Raging Storm Dancing Avankars. Raging Storm Encounter with the Dancing Avankar. And the manga chapter is called the whole volume is called Baron's Lecture, I think, if I'm right. Yeah, Baron's Lecture Full Course. And this one is actually one of the chapters in this manga is called Baron's Lecture First Period. So Baron River again goes back to his Geralda of Baron of Storms.
I'm trying my hardest, Nomi, to sum up like motivation to really give a shit about this character. For your sake, for all the research that you've done, I'm really trying, but I don't care about him.
He's a panini. It's fine.
He's fodder. He's fodder as far as like this is concerned. If anybody's watching this genuinely wondering, gee, I wonder who's going to fucking win this fight. Like seriously, you need your head checked. Yeah.
But one thing we can get intrigued about, well, at least I got intrigued about, is the fact that he is a Spada number 103.
Yes, that was interesting.
Yes. So we have a new classification of Avankars now. So we've had the double digits, we've got the Espadas, and now we're getting these triple digits who are known as Fallen Espada, because I can't pronounce the Spanish. Privaron?
I don't know. We need to ask Vero or Carla to help us with this.
Yeah. And Fallen Espada, and they are a sign of demotion. So at one point they were actually sitting around the table, invited to the tea parties, and the next minute they're not invited to the tea parties.
You can't come anymore.
You're not invited. You can't sit with us.
Yeah, you're not wearing pink. It's good for you've got to laugh. Do you know what though? I did really appreciate is the end of this anime episode just took the absolute piss out of this, and it was just like, you know, the Espada was like, oh, do you know why I got like kicked out or something? And Gin was like, yeah, it's because of your freaky face. And I was like, it's just brilliant. I like Gin. He's fast becoming one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
He's such an interesting character.
He is.
And speaking of interesting question mark characters, we've got Wonderwise. What the fuck's that all about?
Tosen's relationship with Wonderwise is kind of like that whole caring element as well. That we're seeing with Ichigo taking Nell under his wing. We're seeing it again, like Tosen. He says it's because people who are pure band together, but he's not sure why Wonderwise is pure. But yeah,
pure
he
intentions.
Seems to,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I've actually I've put pure intentions, Tosen. Really? Question mark. I was like, I believe that Tosen believes that he's got pure intentions, but he really fucking doesn't.
No.
Oh. And I love how Gin just openly is like, oh yeah, well I don't. Like, I know I don't.
And then Wonderwise grabs Gin and he's like, Tosen, can you do something with it? Like, it's touching me!
I love Gin. Now there's the character with personality, right?
Yes.
There's one of Kubo's best written characters.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Gin, Tosen, and Wonderwise, they mentioned that they are now entering the lair of the Tres Cifras, or celery tray. I don't know if you had that line in the dubbed.
No.
When Ichigo calls him a celery tray.
Oh my god! Wait, I might have missed that, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, basically, Dordoni introduces himself, and Ichigo mishears, thinks he calls him a celery tray instead of the 103rd. So. But
amazing.
The lair of the 3 digits means that there may be more than one, and we're going to have more characters that we don't really care about appearing soon.
Yay! Oh, I can hardly fucking wait. Maybe Renji will beat one without help, who knows?
Maybe. Is that a pig flying?
It's coming from a place of love, I promise, I promise.
We love
I
Renji,
do.
honest.
I love Bleach. I do love Bleach. I just like it's a Scottish thing of we rip the shit out of the things we love. We really do.
We're a very sarcastic nation.
Yeah,
It's our way of saying how we love things. Yeah.
every morning we wake up, we pour ourselves a hot cup of sarcasm with a side of facetiousness. That's what we do. Oh, right, that is literally all the notes I have. Literally, the rest of my notes is I really didn't give a shit about this. This fight. I was like, I don't give a shit.
The only other thing I've got, other than manga anime, is that this is technically Ichigo's first resurrection.
Huh?
So, it's Ichigo's first resurrection. So, it's his first time seeing an Espada resurrect his Zanpakuto and, like, release his Zanpakuto.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, sorry. Okay. I didn't know that's what it was called, resurrect. It was like, release. But yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's true, actually. Well, because no, Grimjow never needed to. Grimjow could beat Ichigo literally with one hand tied behind his back. Literally.
Grimjaw was about to resurrect for Shinji,
Yes.
and what's his face? Okio stopped him.
Yes.
And Devoy, Rukia destroyed Devoy before he even got a chance.
It's brilliant. Yeah, that's true, actually. I never thought about that. So this will be interesting. She says sarcastically. Have you got any other points or notes?
Just my mangas.
Manga? Cool. Go for the manga and anime differences then.
Yeah, and it's just added filler.
Oh, I can imagine.
This episode, surprisingly, was actually only 2 manga chapters, which kind of highlights how fillery it got at some points. And it was mainly just added shenanigans with the fight with Dordoni. In the manga, as soon as Ichigo says you look kind of weak, that's when it cuts to Gin, Tosen, and Wonder Ice. Whereas the manga had that whole dancing sphere and rocks falling on heads and Nell laughing at Ichigo and then Ichigo laughing at Nell because Nell got hurt and the whole guilt tripping. I'm crying. No, I'm not. Just kidding. So yeah. Basically more fodder for us to find Nell annoying.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I remember when I was reading the manga, I didn't find Nell nearly as annoying as I do with the anime. But it could just be because now I'm hearing her rather than reading it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's probably to do with the drawn outness as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I love their expressions, like Ichigo and Nell. They're just their pupil-less expressions as they're staring at this guy.
Yeah, because he's like, he's doing this whole, oh yeah, you know, I'm Espada number 103, and they're just like looking at him going, what?
They're so like unimpressed that their pupils have vanished.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Cool. Well then, will we have we got anything for delving? Or are you done with the manga and anime differences?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Have we got anything for delving into Dangai? No.
Thinking. Only that I wish I lived in Japan so I could A, see what they're talking about in club outside, and B, buy all this cool merch that I keep seeing.
Future Lethan cutting in here. Oh, well, technically past Lethan by the time this episode goes out. Anyway, whatever. It's not important. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary pals, everybody across all the spectrums, guess what? We have news. We have news. Drum roll, please. I'm paying a lot of money for those special effects. It is that on the 18th of December at 6 p.m. Japan time at the Jump 2022 Jump Fiesta 2022, on the main stage for Bleach, we are getting our first trailer and visuals of the upcoming anime. Can you believe it? We're here. We made it. That's it. We made it. We're fucking here. Yes, finally. God, how long has it taken for this? Anyway, it's cool. I'm chill. It's fine. It's no big deal. It's not like it's Bleach or anything. Who cares, right? I mean, I don't. I don't know what you all are talking about. Yeah. Oh my god, so excited. Okay, anyway, back to the episode. Okay, then that brings us into our Shinigami Cup Peroxide edition. So who wrote it best this week then, Nomi?
So it is Rukia's look of disbelief when Renji attempts Kido, because it's adorable. And she's just looking at it as if I have to say, what the heck? What the fuck? Yeah.
That's quite funny. That's quite funny. I've put Ukiora wearing some feels.
Aww.
I think we just got a small flash into what could be a bit more depth to his character with what he says to Orihime, but who knows?
Yeah.
And then best ship.
Well, my laptop just died, and that had my notes on it. So now I'm going to see if I can remember what it said. And it was.
Your laptop died, and you're still on this. You're still on the.
Yeah, because that's on my computer. Because the laptop was like my second screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, magic.
I was like, wait a minute.
You're hearing me from
I
beyond.
Speak to you? Yeah.
Okay, so my best ship. Oh, I remember. My best ship was Nell, and the sound of her voice fading away.
I love
then
that.
we didn't have to listen to her anymore.
I love that. That's amazing. Mine's is actually. I'm really. This is a proper ship. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I thought about it for a while, and I was like, actually, these two would work really well together, and I just need everybody to have an open mind here, okay? Because it's a little bit out there, but also not really when you genuinely think about it.
Okay, now I'm like, yeah, okay, go for it.
It is Ichigo and Collateral Damage. Everywhere he fucking goes, like, those two will not leave each other alone. A little bit physical for my liking, you know, he's still a bit underage, but aye.
I was so thinking, like, where are you going to take this? Are you actually going to take this, like, actually, like, Ichigo Dordoni? Are you going to take this in, like, in a proper serious crack shit kind of way? Or is it going to be something like, Ichigo with his face on the floor or something like that? Yeah, okay.
Sarcasm with a side of facetiousness, remember? And that brings us into our double take.
So my double take is now calling Ichigo a virgin, but I also want to add that in the fan translations that we also read to kind of compare the three, Nell called Ichigo limp dick.
Wow. That's worse. That's so much worse.
Yep.
That's so much worse. Wow. What kind of jokes is that to make though? Like, can we let's pause. Let's just talk about this for a second, right? Shonen is typically aimed at young teenage boys, right? Even although we know that the audience is way bigger than that, because obviously we're not young teenage boys and we enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
But if that's your target audience, are these jokes even appropriate? Like, cause thinking about the masochist joke that Nell made before, and now we've got these jokes as well, right? Is this the kind of jokes you really want young boys to be exposed to? Because I feel like a lot of young boys, like, get a lot of stick for being virgins, which is fucking stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so because young girls get the opposite. They get, if they're not a virgin, it's stupid. It's so fucking stupid, right? Explore your own sexuality and do it when you're ready, right? But, like, I'm like, that's not cool, Kubo. Not really cool. I'm kind of glad the anime cut some of that out, actually, because I don't really think young boys need any more pressure put on them than they already get. And by the way, if you're out there listening to this and you are young, boy, girl, whatever you identify as, doesn't matter. Even if you're a virgin, doesn't fucking matter. Like, it doesn't care. As long as when you're ready, you do it. You know what I mean? Like, just be ready, be consensual, be safe. But don't let anybody ever put you down or make you feel bad because of that as a status. That's that's so beyond fucking stupid.
Yeah.
In the realm of things to worry about in life, that's the least important.
Here.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Cool.
There we go.
My double take was what Aizen said about Orihime's power.
Good one.
I was like, like, yeah, that was a good. I actually did rewind it just so I could get the exact wording that he used.
Good one.
Kushte. And that brings us into our fandom shoutouts. What have you got this week?
Okay, mine is, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I'm pretty sure I posted a picture of this person a couple of weeks ago. It was around about
Okay.
Halloween.
Okay.
But it is Lisa!
Of course it is.
Okay, look, you've never seen enough artwork of Lisa, and like Lisa,
That's true.
Shinji is my favorite character, but Shinji is like my best friend. He's the work husband, whereas Lisa is the one that I would willingly be locked in a room and let her do what she wants with me. That is Lisa.
So, I've got a question for you. Oh, right, okay. Before we talk about the artwork, which is stunning, by the way, coming back to that. But if you went to the Soul Society, and let's say that it's sometime in the future, or like in the past, whatever. Let's say that Lisa is a captain and Shinji is a captain of different divisions. Which division are you joining?
I see. Probably the 5th, because I don't want to sleep with my boss.
Okay, fair.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And I'd probably have much more fun with, like, Shinji would be the best friend that you just like laugh with, and then I'd go
Plus
over to
Momo's there as well. Momo's in the 5th too, and you
Yeah.
like Momo, so yeah.
Yeah. What about you then?
Okay.
Uno reverse card.
I mean, like I would say, but I can't say my reasoning because it would be spoilers.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, to
okay.
be fair, it's not actually, because like I love Rukia, and Rukia's on the 13th, so
Yeah.
naturally I'm going to go to the 13th.
Mhm. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do really like Toshiro and Rangiku, but I feel like a lot of people in the server, like Geisha and Nova and everybody, they all love him, so they would join that, and I think that'd be too much for me to put up with.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Byakuya, I don't think I could handle working under him. He just seems a bit shitty.
He doesn't even want to do group chants before they go into battle. No. Whereas
Like Renji would be great. Like, see, if Renji was my captain, I would totally be cool with that. That'd be fine, because I feel like he'd be a laugh. You know what I mean? Like, he would get the work done, but be a laugh at the same time. But Byakuya, fuck, that's like all work and no play
Yeah.
type shit. So I'll stick to being under Ukitake with Rukia on the side as one of my BFFs. Thanks. Cheers.
yeah. Solid. Sounds
Yeah,
like a
right.
plan.
Okay. Coming back to the
Anyway, coming
artwork, by the way.
back to the waifu. Yeah.
This is so cute. Holy shit.
Right, this is Lisa, and
Yes.
it's just like a kind of softness in her eyes that I really like as well. Hey guys, future Nomi here. Just wanted to pop in and say that it has come to our attention after recording that one of the artworks we shared this week, mainly the one that I shouted out, wasn't created by the person who posted it on Twitter. We've come to believe that it's actually Kubo's own work that someone else had found and posted without credit. When searching for fan works, we strive to be as accurate as we can to give the correct credit to the original creators. It's just unfortunate that in this case we did not live up to that expectation. I am extremely sorry for this, and I urge everyone when sharing content to give credit to the original creators in order to prevent this from happening again. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Mine's was actually one that was shared in the server by a few people.
Ooh.
And this is from a long time ago. This was done 11 years ago, okay? But it's still a phenomenal piece of artwork. And it is the Bleach characters drunk, sitting on a sofa. And it is called Bleach Be Drunk by Red Pig 31. And it is fantastic. It's so good. The more and more you look at it, the better it gets.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love the whole Ishida clinging onto Chad, and then you've definitely got like specific couples or friendship groups, and oh, that's so cute. And then there's Con.
Yeah, who Rukia's got a foot in his face. I love how she's doing it without it even stopping her from trying to offer Orihime a drink, but Orihime's like, no, I'm underage, I'm not drinking.
Right,
But that clearly hasn't stopped Ichigo and Uryu, because they've both got drinks, and well, they've got the glow on their cheeks from being drunk. Yeah.
And Toshiro just looks so cute, just curled up next to Rangiku. And Rangiku has blonde hair. That's so
Yes, they got her
cool.
hair colour right. Yep.
Speaking of Rangiku with blonde hair, have you seen the new artwork that Kubo posted?
I've seen bits and pieces, but I've not seen a Rankiku one.
Let me find it. I keep meaning to send it to you and Guy, actually. And I keep forgetting.
Yeah. My God, that should have been number one priority. How dare you?
I know, right? Let's see if I can get it this way.
I also love what all the characters are wearing because I think every single one of them has been nailed. Like Rukia's got like this kind of cool indie look. She's got like things on her wrists and everything. She's got like this long dress with these trousers. It's really cool. Orihime's wearing like a really pretty dress. It's still kind of modest. Rangiku's wearing something that is not modest. You know, like they've all of them just are dressed perfectly. Like exactly, like it's just they've captured the characters so well,
They
so well.
have. And it's like, it's all something that you can see them do. It's all very in character. Like,
Yep.
Ohime's all nice saying, no, I don't want any more. And Toshiro's just curled up
Passed
asleep.
out.
And,
Yeah.
not Rangiku, Ikaku and Yumachika just kind of cuddled in the center. It's so cute. Right, I've got this picture. Let me drop it into chat for you, and then I'll
Please.
shoot it over to Guy as well. Where are we? Here we go. So this is drawn by Kubo. You can see it on his Twitter page. There's a picture of Ichigo and there's a picture of Rangiku.
Wow. I mean, I'm not going to talk about Ichigo's spam forehead again, but it's fine. But Rangiku looks amazing. But when does she not, right? Queen.
Right?
Queen. Yeah.
Oh, she does. And it's just the fact that it's Kubo artwork.
Yes.
And we're seeing a little bit more of Kubo, like Kubo's amazing stuff. And this wasn't behind a paywall of Club Outside either. It was posted on Kubo's official Twitter.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That would explain actually what she's wearing in that. That would explain another piece of artwork that somebody else drew, which was is Stardust in the server. She
Oh, yeah.
posted a Rangiku and Toshiro just of them dancing, and Rangiku's wearing that exact outfit. So that explains where that came from.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, very cute.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Speaking of hair colours, we might want to
Yes.
cut this and put it somewhere more logically. But we were going to bring up what we were talking about on WhatsApp.
Oh, yes.
Did we want to bring that up?
Yes, actually, that's a really, really, really good point. So the last episode, Dale and I had spotted it in the manga and anime differences, like when I was doing them. So one of the Espada, did I name her though in the episode with Dale? I can't remember if I named her.
No,
Anyway.
I think I remember hearing her name, but I think it was in your voice messages to me.
Okay. So one of the Espada sitting at the table, the female Espada with the blonde hair, we were talking about her having the same shaded colour of skin as like Tozen and the other black Espada sitting at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I never really thought too much about it, but I did bring it up in the last episode. And since then, Nomi, you did a little bit of digging, didn't you?
I did. I got an unofficial podcast researcher, aka my sister, to do some research because you were at work and I was in the car driving. And she has found that on the covers of the mangas, of course, we've got official Kubo work on the covers of the mangas, and they've got the colorings and the shades. And this character is a lot darker than we originally thought.
Yeah, she is, and it's volume number 42 that's got her on it.
Yeah. And the way to kind of compare it is that in the anime, you've got her as a lighter skin tone as somebody else who's sitting at the table. Whereas in the manga, she's a darker skin tone than that person sitting at the table.
Yes, she is. She's very close, almost identical to Tozen.
Yeah.
Because his artwork cover on the manga as well, he's a lot dark. Like he's about the same as what he is in the anime. But yeah, putting the two of those volumes side by side each other, you can't see a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So she should have been darker. I wonder why. I don't know if it was maybe just because of the blonde hair, but I think it makes her blonde hair stand out even more in stark contrast.
Yeah.
We're trying to be sensitive. We're trying to be as sensitive as we can to the audience listening. We really, really, really are.
Because the one thing that got me, I had to remember, is that this was a change from manga difference to anime. And we do a lot of, sometimes we see a lot of differences between subbed and dubbed. And in that case, it's like, we blame it on a Western culture and they've fitted it around a more kind of Western audience. Whereas this was made, this change got made prior to even coming over to the Western audience. This was done in Japan, changing it from manga to anime. So there must have been something about it that they were afraid that it would offend their audience a little bit more than it being in the manga, because it's not as obvious in the mangas, because the mangas are the kind of monochrome colours.
Interesting. It is very interesting.
Hmm.
But then, do you know what the anime's done dirty with a lot of colour changes? Gave Ukitake brown eyes instead of green, and Dale will forever be upset about that. And Rangiku got like ginger hair instead of like the strawberry blonde look.
Yeah. It's interesting as to why they do it, and I wonder if Kubo had given them permission or if they just did it without his permission.
They maybe even weren't really thinking that straight. They're maybe, like, for all, I mean, we don't know when a lot of this coloured art came out or anything. Did they have access to this prior to it? Were they just going off of the monochrome? You know what I mean? It's hard to know exactly where they were in production at which point and how much they had access to and what they didn't have access to. And
that,
it's
yeah. And, like, we can figure as well that with the amount of fillers that they're adding, that we're probably coming up to that point where they're waiting for mangas to catch up.
Yeah, completely agree. So,
even though, fun fact, the last 4 episodes were only half filler.
Were they?
Yeah, Kubo did create the character of Ishido, but he couldn't fit him in due to the time constraints of his manga, so he cut the character and they added him in the anime. Let me just check my fact there, but that sounds about right. He was originally set to appear in the manga during the same part in the series, but had to be cut by series creator due to time issues. I got it right. So yes.
I just remember those 4 episodes making Rukia look like she was completely incompetent again, whereas, like, in the manga, she is fairly, at least, I mean, obviously, going up against Ichigo, she got her ass kicked, but so did Ichigo, so...
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I'm like, I wasn't a big fan of those 4 episodes.
The backstory was nice, like them going into a forest and you've got the kind of forest of Menos.
Yeah, at least it explains where the fuck they went.
Yeah. Aye, because, like, yeah, you'd think you'd be able to see a Menos Grande running around that vast, flat landscape that is Fuego Mundo. Yep. You'd be able to see a Menos Grandes a mile away.
I completely agree.
Yeah, so it was nice to finally explain that they are underground in this Menos Grande forest area. And they have gangs. That's all I can remember of the episodes.
Yeah, if anybody wants these, could go back and watch them.
Yeah.
Cool, any more for any more?
No.
You sound very unsure.
It's because my laptop died and I don't have my notes anymore. No.
Okay, cool. Well, that, you wonderful souls, is the end of another episode. If you like what you heard and you want to get involved, you can find us by searching for TheSeireitei on Facebook, Tumblr and Instagram, and TheSeireitei on Twitter. Each of these platforms will link you to our fantastically deadly Discord family, where you can chat with us about the show, read fan fiction, take part in creative challenges, and talk anything and everything Bleach. Now! Trying to embody Dale as much as I can.
You went so high-pitched you couldn't hear it.
Ichigo and Rukia might reap souls, but we are hoping to reap some 5-star reviews, and that is where you come in. Make like our favourite orange-haired protector and Ichigo to iTunes to rate us, review us, and make us feel like number one. Yeah! To those of you singing on YouTube, don't forget to be like Chad and give us that good thumbs up. We really appreciate it. On the next episode of the podcast, we'll be winding down the year with a super fun Q&A episode where we just sort of have a chat around a fire and just really just have a chat around an invisible fire between us all in the world. And we'll be returning with regular Bleach rewatch episodes in the new year. If you want to send us some questions, please submit them to us on Twitter or Tumblr or in a Discord server. Really just anywhere at us and we will find them. So yes, please feel free to get involved if you want to send us something. Please don't forget to connect with us on our socials. Send us in those questions and we will happily answer them on the next episode. Are we making the next episode a spoiler one? Are we okay with that?
Yes, because I feel like if we're getting questions, then we need to be able to answer them spoiler free.
Yes, I agree. Now, that will not include the Thousand Year Blood War, which is yet to be animated. So, if you're sending us questions, just unless it's like predictions or something that's kind of ambiguous about the upcoming Thousand Year Blood War, then please make sure that all your questions are for what we have in anime content only up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Cool. Okay then. But we will see you souls then. Till next time. Bye.
Bye!